Welcome everyone, and thank you for joining our session. Is your information protection ready for the hybrid workplace? The new era of hybrid work has brought us all new challenges to protect and govern sensitive data over time and over its entire life cycle. It's not only cumbersome to maintain a patchwork of systems to classify, protect, and govern data, it's also very risky. In this session, we will hear the latest innovations in Microsoft information protection, data loss prevention, and information governance to help you get ready for the new normal. Today, we'll start things off with Microsoft Information Protection and Tony Tamelis, who's the Principal Program Manager for MIP and Compliance. Hi, Tony. I hear you have some very exciting announcements for us today.
Thank you, Eric. That's right. We're excited to announce several key enhancements to the intelligence and built-in capabilities of Microsoft Information Protection across Microsoft 365 applications and services. These capabilities help organizations greatly reduce the number of false positives as they accurately classify ever-increasing amounts of data. These capabilities also increase the coverage of data that is classified as they go across Microsoft 365 services and workloads. With trainable classifiers, organizations can train the Microsoft Information Protection classification engine to recognize their unique data. Administrators can now see out-of-the-box classification within the Microsoft 365 Compliance Center's Content Explorer for 9 new trainable classifiers. These classifiers categorize data across finance, information technology, tax, contracts, legal, healthcare, human resources, business procurement, and intellectual property. These classifiers can be used across information protection to automatically label Office documents within Office client apps. They can also be used across information governance to apply retention and records management, as well as across communication compliance to monitor for communication around these categories. We are also adding 52 new sensitive information types to help administrators classify documents, emails, and chats to look for named entities. These span person names, physical addresses, and medical terms. This will enable customers to better address several regulatory and compliance scenarios such as GDPR, HIPAA, and FINRA across several countries and geographies. These new entities are available out of the box and provide a view of sensitive data matches against them in the Content Explorer. They can also be used across the unified policy experiences within data loss prevention, information protection, information governance, and as a trigger for exact data match policies. Named entities will be supported in Teams chats, SharePoint Online, OneDrive for Business, Microsoft Cloud App Security, and Office clients. In the coming months, this will also extend to include support for Exchange emails and endpoint devices and other Microsoft 365 solutions. We are introducing also 10 enhanced unified classification policy templates, which can be used across our data loss prevention, auto-labeling, and information governance solutions. These enhanced templates combine entities along with sensitive information types to make it simple to classify and protect data across categories such as financial, healthcare, and privacy. In addition to these intelligent classifiers that now help you increase the coverage and provide higher accuracy and reduction of false positives, we have also expanded the scope for service-side auto-labeling to allow administrators to turn on policy for all SharePoint sites and OneDrive users within their tenant. This scope can be confidently tested within the simulation mode before the policy is turned on for the entire tenant. With the recently released co-authoring of protected documents, administrators can even go ahead and confidently turn on encryption with auto-labeling, as this ensures that information workers continue to stay productive while the organization applies labels with encryption across their tenant.
This is great to hear, Tony, and it continues MIP's journey in leadership in being the premier data protection and labeling solution. Next, we'll visit with our DLP friends. Today I have the pleasure of speaking with Maz Libman, who is a Principal Program Manager for Data Loss Prevention. Hi Maz, I hear the team has been very busy cooking up some great innovations that will bring some exciting new capabilities to DLP.
Hey, thanks, Eric. We do have some exciting capabilities to announce today that touch on the core tenets of our unified DLP offering. Now, as you know, DLP at its core is a set of technologies and processes that protect sensitive information and enables you to reduce risk by applying policies to govern and prevent the inappropriate sharing, transfer, or use of that data across applications and services. Fundamentally, DLP helps users make the right decisions and take the right actions when they're using sensitive data. Microsoft's DLP solutions are deployed in thousands of customer environments today. They help to protect both Microsoft native as well as third-party solutions. Our unified DLP solutions offered and managed as a single, integrated, and extensible offering that both users and administrators find familiar. Starting off, we understand that work is not only hybrid in location, it's also hybrid in terms of the platforms that information workers use every day to share and access sensitive information. And with that in mind, I'm extremely pleased to announce the availability of Endpoint DLP for macOS. Now, information workers on macOS use and access just as much sensitive information in their day-to-day activities as Windows workmates, and macOS is an important platform for our customers. So being able to deploy a DLP policy that incorporates this platform is something that we're very excited to talk about today. With macOS DLP, users are automatically alerted when they take an inappropriate or risky action with sensitive data, and they're provided with actionable policy tips and guidance that helps them remediate that properly. Organizations can define DLP policies to protect sensitive data that's being used or shared via USB, copied to clipboard, or even uploaded to an unapproved file share. In addition to our Mac support, we're also continuing to invest in our DLP offering on Windows. We hear frequently that our customers need even more flexibility to define what files are sensitive on endpoint devices. And today we're happy to announce that we've extended our globalization support to endpoint, which means now as we analyze and detect what sensitive data is stored in files, we can extend that same support to files that are stored using double byte character sets, which are common in various regions around the world. In addition to, of course, scanning across even more file types, we're adding support to identify a file based upon the type of file or the file extension. Now, what this means is that you can now extend your DLP policies to protect sensitive data to even more types of data and sensitive information that your users are accessing and sharing. Now, as we extend these controls to our policies, we also recognize that it's vital to ensure that the user experience remains positive and friction-free. To assure this, we've extended support to automatically move or quarantine a file when it's accessed by an unallowed app, preventing those notifications that can sometimes occur when a sync app attempts to access a blocked file. But we didn't stop there. We're also adding support to customize the text that actually appears to your users in that notification so that you can use the language that your users are familiar with to help keep them informed about your organization's data use policies and help them make corrective action as they're accessing sensitive data.
These are indeed significant new capabilities, and I know customers have been looking forward to them with great expectation. Thank you, Maz. And I hear we have a customer who would like to tell us about their DLP deployment.
That's right, Eric. Avanade is a close customer we work with that would like to take a moment to tell us about their deployment.
Avanade is a global consultancy that realizes results for our clients through the power of people and the Microsoft ecosystem.
At Avanade, we are using Microsoft Endpoint DLP to prevent accidental and inappropriate sharing, transfer, or use of sensitive data across applications and services.
The beauty of this being a Microsoft product is that it's natively built into the Microsoft ecosystem, which allows for ease of use for users and effectively integrates into other Microsoft information protection tools, including Azure Information Protection and Insider Risk Management.
We have found value in Microsoft DLP solution and are actively looking forward to expanding and enriching our DLP policies across the organization.
Thank you, Maz, and thank you to our great friends at Avanade for taking the time to speak with us today. And now we'll visit with our friends in Microsoft Information Governance. Today I have the pleasure of speaking with Roberto Iglesias, the Principal Program Manager for Information Governance. Hi, Roberto. I've been hearing a lot of excitement in the air for what you and the team have been working on for Ignite.
Thank you, Eric. We do have some amazing news to share today. In the last year, as you've mentioned, we've seen an acceleration of hybrid work, and where we're all living inside Microsoft Teams. During this time, customers continue to tell us that governing all of their communication and collaboration data is more critical than ever. We see organizations of all sizes and industries turn towards Microsoft 365 information governance to ensure that they are keeping the data they need and deleting what they don't. This is thanks to our ease of setup and our intrinsic knowledge of all content generated in Microsoft 365, where we're natively built into the experiences they use every day. We have 4 exciting announcements to share with everyone today, which will deepen your ability to govern data in Microsoft Teams. First, let's start with where you can use retention or deletion policies for Microsoft Teams messages. Today, retention and deletion policies for Microsoft Teams private channels are generally available. Private channels in Microsoft Teams allow users to limit collaboration to only those who need to know within a team. They also can ease communication between a group of people assigned to a specific project without creating an extra team to manage. Often, these channels contain highly valuable data that an organization needs to manage carefully. This new feature allows admins to create separate retention policies to manage the channel's messages. They can keep or delete them according to your organization's policies. Our second announcement is about targeting policies to the right users or teams. Organizations often want to target different retention and deletion policies to a group of users or teams in Microsoft Teams. This may be driven by the country they are based out of or the department they work for. For an example, an organization may have a 3-year retention period for their German employees' messages while needing a 5-year policy for their United States counterparts. Previously, it was challenging to create or maintain policies which targeted these users, since you needed to manually specify each one of the users, and there was a limit of 1,000 when manually including them in a policy. For these scenarios, we have a new feature called Adaptive Policy Scopes, available in public preview now. Adaptive Policy Scopes allow you to dynamically target a policy to certain users, groups, or sites based on their attributes. In the example shared before, this would be the user's country, which you may use. Policies using adaptive scopes stay current as the organization changes, with new employees joining or leaving. Additionally, they are not subject to the previous limits. Along with this new feature, we're also releasing a new policy lookup tool. With this tool, you can easily see what retention policies apply to a specific Microsoft team or a user. Now, for our third announcement, let's turn to the messages in Microsoft Teams. Users often attach files to a Teams message or a chat, which then are stored in OneDrive or SharePoint automatically. Of course, the great advantage of this storage is that people can continue to work on a single file, adding new versions. However, it can be crucial for e-discovery or investigations to preserve and identify the specific version of the file that was shared at the time of communication. Today, we're excited to announce a revolutionary new feature introducing the ability to set and retain the specific version of the file attachment sent with the Teams message. This new ability will let organizations automatically label the version of the file and protect it against deletion or edits as necessary, while allowing users to continue collaboration on the main file as needed. This is seamless compliance in a modern collaboration world. Finally, for our last announcement, let's talk about how information protection, which Eric just talked about, and information governance work together in Microsoft 365. Organizations use Microsoft Information Protection sensitivity labels to identify and protect high-value content. This includes personally identifiable information and sensitive data. Commonly, organizations have policies about how long they should keep this high-value data. For example, they may keep a highly confidential document for only 7 years. Today, we're announcing the general availability of a new way to apply retention labels to this data automatically. Organizations can now use the sensitivity label applied to as a condition to automatically apply a retention label. This functionality can help organizations comply with privacy laws around how long to retain personally identifiable information.
Thank you, Roberto. These are great announcements and will benefit our information governance greatly. I hear we have a customer who would like to tell us a little bit more about their Microsoft Information Governance deployment.
Yes, Eric. We have here our partners from City of Marion in Australia to tell us about their Microsoft 365 journey with information governance.
Hi, my name is Karl-Heinz Soll. I'm the Records and Information Management Team Leader for the City of Marion in South Australia. We chose and rolled out Microsoft 365 as our main records and information system about a year and a half ago. This has had a really significant impact on both the way staff have to do their daily records keeping and information classifying, but it's also had an enormous impact on the range of services and value me and my team can bring to our organization. We're only a small 3-person team, but this simple move, meaning we don't have an extra record system, has had such a profound impact on what we do because we're all in the one system that it's really made us key stakeholders in our organization's broader digital transformation work. It's also given us a really important pathway to upskill and join the broader records, data, and information management conversation that we're seeing in our industry. So we have found a tremendous amount of value in using Microsoft 365 as our primary information and record system. It's definitely not our only, but it's definitely our biggest as well. There's lots of different formats of information we can now treat as government records, and the way that they can be linked together is really seamless and really cohesive, and it makes sense to staff. And I'm talking specifically about Teams and SharePoint here. And this has really driven a huge increase in information ownership and autonomy. We're really seeing staff create genuinely higher quality government records of different formats and are linked together so we can create better records, manage better records. There's still lots of things that we need to get a bit better at. And I've still got a little wish list of stuff that Microsoft, I'm sure you guys are working on, but it's had a big positive impact and I'm thrilled with it.
Thank you, Roberto, and thank you to our great friends for taking the time to speak with us. Today's hybrid workplace and hybrid work platforms pose new challenges to the way that we interact with, share, use, and govern the sensitive information that our customers and partners entrust us with. Microsoft's clear and integrated approach provides our customers with a unified experience that is native, easy to deploy, and provides our users with industry-leading experiences that simplify deployment and improves our overall security posture. I invite you to learn more by visiting the links you see here for all our great announcements.